Good day everyone. Today we are going to discuss about scientific notation. Before we proceed to the definition of a scientific notation, let's have first a significant digits. Kasi ito significant digits na ito, magagamit natin siya later on kapag ka-discuss na natin yung scientific notation. Okay? So when we say significant digits, these are the digits in a number that express the precision of a measurement rather than its magnitude. So, ibig sabihin, these are the numbers of digits in a value that contribute to the degree of accuracy of the value. Sometimes, or most of the time, rather, significant digits are also called as significant figures, and they are often used for measurement and science. So, how do we determine that the digits of a number are significant? There are some rules that we may use. So, first, all non-zero numbers are significant. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng digits na hindi zero, considered siyang significant. For example, I have 123,000. So, ang digits natin are 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, and 0. So, yung mga hindi zero natin, sila lang yung considered as significant. So, those are 1, 2, and 3. Ibig sabihin, we have 3 significant digits. Another, 4.56789. So, ang digits natin are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So, lahat sila ay non-zero digits o lahat sila hindi zero. So, ibig sabihin, considered silang lahat as significant. So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong 6 significant digits. Another rule to be considered is zeros between two non-zero digits are significant. Iko-consider lang natin ng significant ang zeros kapag nasa pagitan siya ng dalawang non-zero digits. For example, I have here 1,002. So, ang digits natin are 1, 0, 0, and 2. So, nasa pagitan ng 1 and 2 yung dalawang zero. So, ibig sabihin, we can consider those two zeros as significant. So, we have a total of 4 significant digits. Another, 3.04. Ang digits natin are 3, 0, and 4. Ang 0 natin nasa pagitan ng 3 and 4. So, ibig sabihin, significant yung 0 natin. And we have a total of 3 significant digits. Another rule that we have is trailing zeros to the right of decimal are significant. So, ibig sabihin, sa decimal part natin, sa right sides o sa bandang dulo, kapag may zero tayo, considered siya as significant. For example, 56.7800. So, kung mapapansin mo, meron tayong dalawang zero sa right side ng decimal part natin. So, ibig sabihin, considered silang significant. So, we have a total of 6 significant digits. Next, 0.010. So, ang ating trailing zeros to the right is yung 0 after 1. Okay? Hindi naman sinabing decimal point after the decimal point. Ang sinabi niya, right of the decimal. So, ibig sabihin, sa right side ng decimal part natin. So, ibig sabihin, ang ating significant digits dito is yung 1 at saka yung 0. So, we only have 2 significant digits. Next rule that we have is trailing zeros in a whole number with a decimal shown are significant. Ibig sabihin, mako-consider lang natin na significant yung mga zeros natin sa whole number kapag meron tayong decimal na makikita. For example, I have here 10 points. So, as you can see, may decimal point tayo. So, yung zero natin sa whole number, mako-consider siya as significant. So, we could say that we have two significant digits, the 1 and the 0. Another is the 200.0. So, since may makikita kang decimal point, ibig sabihin, yung zeros natin sa whole number will be considered as significant. So, in this case, we have 3 significant digits. Now, which digits are not significant? Ano naman yung mga digits na hindi significant? So, first, the leading zeros are not significant. So, these are the zeros that can be seen on the left side. Okay? And then, the trailing zeros to the left of the decimal point may or may not be significant. So, depende kasi yan, baka kasi yung mga zeros natin nasa pagitan ng non-zero, mako-consider siya. Pero kung wala siya sa pagitan ng dalawang non-zero digits, hindi siya considered as significant. Okay, so for example, 300. So, wala tayong decimal point, ibig sabihin, hindi mako-consider yung dalawang zero as significant. So, yung 3 lang ang significant natin. That means we have one significant digit. No? Next is 0.0456. So, yung zeros natin na nasa left side ng ating decimal, ibig sabihin, hindi siya mako-consider na zero since wala rin naman pong non-zero sa left side ng ating decimal point. So, that means ang significant digits lang natin dito is yung 4, 5, and 6. And we have a total of 3 significant digits. Now, I want you to try this. Identify the number of significant digits of the following numbers. So, i-pause mo yung video or i-rewind mo muna yung video para mabalikan mo yung mga rules natin to determine the number of significant digits. And then, once na meron ka ng sagot, pwede mo na i-continue ulit tong video na to. Okay, it seems na may sagot ka na. Let's see kung tama yung sagot mo. And I hope you got perfect 10. If in case na meron kang part na nakamali ka, pwede mong hanapin ulit dun sa examples natin kung saan part ka nagkamali at nang sa ganun, may tama mo yung part na yun. Okay? Now, we already done with the significant digits. Let's move on to the scientific notation. So, when we say scientific notation, it is a special way of writing two big numbers or two small numbers that are difficult to express. So, sobrang laki at sobrang liit ng numbers natin, pwede natin isulat siya in a simplest way. Okay? And the format that we can use is a times 10 raised to b, where a should be greater or equal to 1 but less than to 10. So, yung A natin, that refers to the significant digits of a number. So, kung na-identify na natin yung mga significant digits natin kanina, yun yung gagamitin natin as our A. But make sure na ang A natin should be greater than or equal to 1 but less than to 10. And then yung B is an exponent, which is an integer, that shows the number of decimal places that the decimal needs to move to change the number to standard notation. So, para mas maintindihan si Ma'am, let's have an example. Changing standard notation to scientific notation. So, first, we have to locate the decimal point. Okay? So, alamin mo muna or hanapin mo muna kung nasaan yung decimal point natin. Once na nahanap mo na yung decimal point natin, we can move on to the second step, which is move the decimal point to the left or right until the coefficient A is greater or equal to 1 but less than to 10. So, mula dun sa significant digit natin, gagawa tayo ng number na kung saan greater or equal to 1 siya but less than to 10. Okay? So, mula dun sa original, papunta dun sa significant figures natin, bibilangin natin kung ilan yung movement natin. Okay? So, how many places did you move the decimal point? This will be the value of the exponent b. So, kung ilan man yung movement natin mula dun sa original na decimal point papunta dun sa decimal ng significant figure, yun yung gagamitin natin na exponent. So, kapag ang movement natin is to the left, ang exponent natin ay positive. Kapag ang movement naman natin ay to the right, ibig sabihin ang exponent natin ay negative. Okay? So, for example, we have 5,670,000. So, sa 5,670,000, hanapin natin muna yung decimal point. If in case na wala kang nakitang decimal point, ibig sabihin, ang decimal point natin nasa right side lang siya. Nasa pinaka-right side. Okay? So, mula dun sa right side, i-move natin siya papunta dun sa decimal na gagawin natin sa significant figures. But first, ano ba yung mga significant figures natin dito? So, we have 5, 6, and 7. So, sa 5, 6, 7 natin, gagawa tayo ng number na kung saan greater than 1 or equal to 1 but less than 10. So, hindi naman pwedeng 567 kasi greater than 10 siya, dapat less than 10. Hindi naman pwedeng 56.7 kasi greater than 10 pa din siya. So, ibig sabihin, ang decimal point natin will be between 5 and 6. So, ang significant figure natin magiging 5.67. So, mula dun sa original na decimal point natin, bibilangin natin kung ilan hanggang doon sa decimal point ng ating significant figure. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, meron tayong 6 movements to the left. So, ibig sabihin, to the left, positive. So, ang ating times 10 will become raised to positive 6. So, ang ating scientific notation will be 5.67 times 10 raised to 6. Another example is 30,010. So, sa 30,010 natin, ang decimal point ay nasa right side. No? Okay? And then, ang significant figures natin will be 3, 0, 0, and 1. No? So, mula dun sa 3001, maglalagay tayo ng decimal point na kung saan ang magagawa dapat natin na number should be greater than or equal to 1 but less than to 10. So, ang decimal point ilalagay natin sa pagitan ng 3 and 0. So, ibig sabihin, ang value ng A natin will become 3.001. So, mula dun sa original na decimal point natin, papunta dun sa decimal point ng significant figures natin, bibilangin natin. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So, there are 4 movements to the left. Ibig sabihin, ang B natin is positive 4. So, that is times 10 raised to positive 4. So, we have a scientific notation of 3.001 times 10 raised to 4. Another example, we have 0.1045. So, sa 0.1045, ang decimal point natin, the original decimal point, ay nasa pagitan ng 0 at 1. Okay? And then, ang significant digits natin will be 1045. So, ilalagay natin yung decimal point natin para magkaroon tayo ng number na greater than 1 or greater or equal to 1 but less than 10. So, ilalagay natin siya sa pagitan ng 1 and 0. So, ibig sabihin, ang value ng A natin will become 1.045. So, mula dun sa original na decimal point natin, papunta dun sa decimal point ng significant figure natin, bibilangin natin. And we only have one movement to the right. So, dahil to the right siya, ibig sabihin, negative ang exponent natin. So, that will become times 10 raised to negative 1. So, we have a scientific notation of 1.045 times 10 raised to negative 1. Last example, we have 0.000280. So, ang decimal point natin ay nasa left side, nasa pagitan ng first and second zeros on the left. So, ang significant figures naman natin will become 280. So, mula dun sa ating significant figures, gagawa tayo ng number na greater than 1 or equal to 1 but less than to 10. So, ang decimal point natin, ilalagay natin sa pagitan ng 2 and 8. So, we have now the value of A as 2.80 or 2.8 can be. And then, mula dun sa original na decimal point natin, bibilangin natin ang movement papunta dun sa decimal point na significant figure natin. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 movements to the right. That means negative 4 ang gagamitin natin. So, we have times 10 raised to negative 4. So, scientific notation will be 2.80 times 10 raised to negative 4. Now, this time, I want you to try this. Write the following in scientific notation. So, i-post mo muna yung video, balikan mo muna yung examples natin kanina para malaman mo ulit kung paano i-change yung ating mga numbers into scientific notation. And then, once na may sagot ka na, pwede mo na ulit i-continue itong video na to. Okay, it seems na meron ka ng sagot. Let's see kung tama siya. I hope na nakakuha ka ng perfect 10. In case na hindi ka man nakakuha ng perfect 10, balikan mo kung saan part ka nagkamali para maitama mo yun. Okay? Okay, now this time, let's have the scientific notation going to standard notation. There are only 2 steps to follow. First is, move the decimal point the same number of spaces as the exponent. So if we have positive exponent, the decimal point moves to the right. And if we have negative exponent, the decimal point moves to the left. And then after natin move yung decimal point, if necessary, add zeros to those empty spaces. So let's have an example para mas maintindihan yung dalawang steps natin. So we have 4.56 times 10 raised to positive 4. So, ang ating 4.56, ang decimal point natin ay nasa pagitan ng 4 and 5. And since we have positive exponent, ibig sabihin large number siya. So, kung large number siya, that means greater than 1 siya. Okay? And then, positive exponent tayo, so we have 4 movements to the right. So, yung decimal point natin na nasa pagitan ng 4 and 5, gagalawin natin siya papunta sa kanan ng 4 na beses. So, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then as you can see, meron tayong empty spaces. So yung empty spaces natin, lalagyan natin ng zeros. 1 and 2. Okay? So mula doon, pwede na nating sabihin na ang standard notation ng 4.56 times 10 raised to 4 will be 45,600. Kahit hindi mo na po isulat yung decimal point dun sa dulo, okay lang din po yun. Another example is 5.067 times 10 raised to 3. So we have 5.067. Ang decimal point ay nasa pagitan ng 5 and 0. At ang exponent natin ay positive, ibig sabihin large number siya. At kung siya ay positive exponent, ibig sabihin 3 movements to the right ang gagamitin natin. So yung decimal point na nasa pagitan ng 5 and 0, tatlong galaw papunta sa kanan. 1, 2, and 3. So, wala naman tayong empty spaces, so wala tayong idadagdag na 0. Ibig sabihin, 5.067 times 10 raised to 3 can be written in a standard notation as 5,067. Another example is 6.78 times 10 raised to negative 3. So, ang ating decimal point ay nasa pagitan ng 6 and 7. Okay, so since meron tayong negative exponent, ibig sabihin small number siya. Kung small number siya, ibig sabihin decimal number siya, okay? Less than 1. At kung negative ang exponent, ang movement natin ay papunta sa kaliwa. So that means we have 3 movements to the left. So yung decimal point na nasa pagitan ng 6 and 7, gagalawin natin ng 3 beses papunta sa kaliwa. And then may empty spaces tayo, we will add zeros. Since decimal number siya, maglalagay tayo ng 0 after the decimal point. So we have now 0.00678. Next example is 2.009 times 10 raised to negative 2. So, ang decimal point natin ay nasa pagitan ng 2 and 0, and then negative ang exponent natin, so that means small number siya. So, decimal number siya, less than 1. And then, papunta sa kaliwa ang movement natin, so we have 2 movements to the left. So, we have 1, 2. And then, may empty spaces, magdadagdag tayo ng 0. At dahil small number siya, maglalagay pa tayo ng 0 after the decimal point. So, we have now the standard notation as 0.02009. Okay, I want you to try this. Write the following in standard notation. Kapag po meron kang part na hindi mo maalala kung paano, pwede mo balikan yung video na to. Okay? Paki-pause and then sagutan. Then once na may sagot ka na, pwede mo na ulit i-continue. Okay, it seems na meron ka ng sagot. Let's see kung tama yung sagot mo. And I hope you got it correctly, the perfect 10. Okay, if in case na hindi, pwede mo naman balikan ulit yung ating video. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. Hope you understand our lesson. Bye!